Good morning. I'm Coach Ernie, and sorry starting that screen there, but this is the ZeroDTE morning market analysis, and this is where we look at the market situation and try to figure out what our disposition is going to be for today's ZeroDTE trades. We trade out of the money butterflies, and on the ZeroDTE event to try to capture three things. Well, two primarily, but I already told you about ZeroDTE, but we're trying to capture price direction. We use out of the money flies and collect premium in the process with that rapid decay of premium. So that's our main thing. And every morning, I've been doing this now, I think going on about 50 or 60 episodes, and I'm going to keep on doing it. Every morning I provide a situational analysis. Now, I've been doing this for years in my coaching service and do it every morning. It's our morning routine to get ourselves all prepared for the trading day. And we try to figure out what is our exposure to the amount of volatility in the market, which way the market's going, and where are the entry setups that are likely to happen. And we use a variety of tools for that. We'll be using TradingView for most of our charting analysis, including the VIX and volume profile. And we use Thinkorswim, although there are many other great trading platforms out there, but Thinkorswim, in my view, has the best options analysis platform. And well, that's pretty much it. Those two tools. And I wanted to, so we'll get into that analysis in just a second, but today's focus is on a tool that I created, or a community that I've created. And how do you create a community? Well, I created the system based on the school platform, and it's called the ZeroDTE Academy. And the idea is to create a community around our strategy and our process and our methods. Now, this is the lead-in to ultimately to get to my coaching service. Of course, we call the coaching service and the people there the one percenters, because it's kind of an exclusive service. But in the academy, you get all the same strategies, process, methods, plus live webinars that we discuss there. Of course, minus the individualized, customized, one-on-one attention that I give to my clients. However, it is without a doubt, in my opinion, the best resource for options traders that want to trade ZeroDTE or day trade on the interwebs. So here it is. I'll just do a quick run through and then we'll get to the analysis. All right, so this is the ZeroDTE Academy. We have some really great features. You can see I really haven't been advertising this much yet, and in fact, we're going to be doing a big marketing push coming later this month, and I expect the academy will grow rapidly. It's already an incredibly vibrant community. We've only been open for a month, and no advertising, so that's a good thing. There are a number of features. We have, of course, the community. And you can see that it is quite vibrant. Lots of goings on here. People ask questions every day. They get answers. All right? And not just any answer. When someone asks a question, they'll get something on the order of this type of quality from me. All right? And let's see what else we have. We have the classrooms. We have our foundational courses, and we have a Mind Over Matter, or a Mind Over Markets. It's really a mental toughness program here. This here is a whole library of hundreds and hundreds of videos that have been taken directly from my coaching class live stream and condensed down to topical matter, and I think you'll find that incredibly useful. Plus other videos. And we have a library of resource guides, all kinds of stuff here that you can download. And then, of course, we have weekly calls, live calls. We have On Mondays, options basics. On Fridays, today, we're talking about an advanced topic. We're going to be looking at gamma scalping at 10 a.m. this morning, Eastern Time. And man, I mean, for the price of the Academy, that one class is going to be worth it, to tell you the truth. So I recommend that you go down and join right now. The link will be down below in this video. Yeah, so there you go. Then, of course, here's our calendar of events every Monday and Friday. And the ZeroDTE Academy, undoubtedly the best resource put up by someone who is a former institutional trader, fund manager, professional trader, and coach. I've coached thousands of people over the past 15 years, and it's my passion. You come here, you're going to learn how to become or trade just like a professional trader. You can think of this a lot like being introduced to a prop trading firm. So there you go. I know I've spent probably too much time on this, and we'll get back to here, and then we will get back to the analysis. All right. So like I said, we're here to get the market situation. And we look at the VIX, the big picture volatility, what I call the volatility regime. We have three basic regimes: Zombieland, Goldilocks, and chaos. We are now firmly entrenched in the Zombieland, where volatility feels like zombies are chasing us and we're running through mud. In any event, this will determine the range of butterfly widths, out of the money butterfly widths that we'll choose. We then fine-tune that to figure out what side of that range we should be on by looking at a tool we call the big ass fly, or the BAF, and that's a at-the-money butterfly that we're looking at the debit of that fly, and that will give us a direct indication on the rate of decay of premium and how the market is pricing options. And so based on that cost of that trade, of that position, we can then determine whether we should be going narrower or wider in our volatility regime assessment. All right, so we can see that we're in the 10 to 20 wide range. We'll take a look at what the price of the big ass fly is right now. All right, so currently we're at about 22.95. That's starting to get up there. I didn't think that we would be this low, to tell you the truth, because we've been much lower most of this week, in the teens or as low as 11 on the debit. That's the debit right here. When there's a lower debit, that means that premium has increased the rate of decay, and so your gamma will be higher, your profit will be less, your risk will be greater. Gamma is the key topic, by the way, in today's ZeroDTE Academy live stream. And so lower volatility isn't the most ideal situation for us to trade. However, on the big ass fly, when we get below 25 for a debit, then this trade starts becoming, or this position starts becoming an attractive trade for us to potentially capture volatility crush after a early morning economic report release. And there will be one coming up in half an hour. I'm not sure what we're looking at today. Let's check that out. Sorry for the delay here. Well, today all we have is building permits, so it's probably not going to be super impactful, and that's one of the reasons why I'm a little bit surprised that the debit is this low. I was expecting it to be well above 25 and not have a BAF trade, a big ass fly trade. I love saying that, big ass fly. It's the big ass fly. But we do have a big ass fly. It's an at the money 50 wide E-mini S&P futures trade. You can also trade the SPX if you can trade SPX prior to market open. We're looking for that volatility crush event to happen after those economic reports are released. We'll get a quick rush of premium advancement because of that drop in volatility right after. And then there is a possibility we can carry this trade into the rest of the day, but generally we're looking for that quick, $2, $3, $400 profit that we'll make off that trade just by being in it for less than an hour. And there's the possibility of bringing it into the rest of the day for a much higher profit, but then we're looking at our profit management. So anyways, all these details also are in the ZeroDTE Academy. This is one of our edge case trades. We have our standard trade, which is the out of the money fly. All right, so anyways, now we know how wide we're going to be because the $23 amount, that'll bring us back to the VIX and our guide here. And you can see that, all right, 10 to 20 wide, which side should we be on? See, it's color-coded blue, Zombieland. We can go 10 to 20 wide. 22, 23 comes right about here in the middle, so we're talking about 15 wide today. All right, so that's how much, based on the amount of volatility in the market and the IV that's being presented this morning, that is the appropriate amount of exposure we want to the market conditions. Next step is to figure out which way the market's going, and we have a directional bias that is definitely bullish. You can see that we've moved up pretty sharply here. On the ES, we have a hammer, and so that if you think hammers are important, then that's certainly playing out here, and it's confirmed. And we're well above the Hull moving average, and we're starting to approach and break through the trauma. So definitely that means out of the money call flies. All right, so the next step is to figure out where and when we're going to trade. And so for that, we look at volume profile and the market structural analysis. By the way, if you want to learn about volume profile and doing structural analysis and become an incredibly adroit trader and understanding how markets move, that also is in the ZeroDTE Academy. Have I talked up the ZeroDTE Academy enough? It's an incredible resource. And you're going to learn how a pro, someone who's been an institutional trader, traded big money, hundreds of millions of dollars, how we use these tools to beat the, well, we don't beat the market, but we play the probabilities. You'll certainly beat your average trader, that's for sure. All right, and we're going on to the market structure. Here we have our structural analysis. We take trades for the out-of-the-money flies in the morning session. That's defined as from the open until about 12:30 in the afternoon. And that's what these vertical lines are showing here. We're waiting for a pullback into one of these structural levels, something like this, to happen. And then when that happens, that's when we put an out-of-the-money fly. Now, if it's a... I'm looking at my tools here. If it's a call fly, then we're putting it above the market, meaning that we'd be putting a fly up here somewhere like this. All right? So we wait for that event to happen, and that will give us optimal placement. We already know the risk to reward and the width that we're going to use, and the fact that it's going to be a call fly, all set. This right here, this red line, is actually indicating the bottom of a volume node, and that provides, that's a structural element. From our point of view, it provides fantastic support. Right now we are inside of a node. The top of the node, if we bring it down a little bit, you should be able to see it. Where is it? There it is. This green line is the top of the node. So we're inside this node. I expect for the next few days, if we don't have any major events, of which there are some coming up, like the inauguration, we should start moving inside of the node and hanging out there. The market will likely find value there as it did before. If we look at a big picture of this, we can see that very clearly. Let's go to a 4-hour chart. Need to auto-fit. And then show the volume profile. There we go. So here's the node. Let's see. No, we're not showing the whole node. Sorry. So here's the node that we're in. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. That was the top of the node. Red is the top. So we're looking possibly breaking out. But we do have a minor node here. And so the red line that you saw was right here at the bottom. And then the green line is, well, this is, I'm sorry. I haven't had my coffee yet. Hold on. Wait a minute. I got to recharge here. Death Wish coffee. Strongest coffee out there. World's strongest coffee. All right. Slow down. I got all excited about the ZeroDTE Academy. So let's start over and go back to our structural analysis. And so we were inside of a node. We're about to break out. The next node that's up here, that green line you saw, is the bottom of this node. All right. So nix everything I said before, because you were talking to somebody that was deplete of the appropriate amount of coffee and caffeine. All right. So if we zoom in and just take a look at that one more time. So, oh, wow. We are moving. We are moving. Oh, that's a 15-second chart. Let's go 5 minute. And so this is the node that we just escaped from. See, green's at the bottom, red's at the top. Now we're moving into what I call, well, some people call this an LVN, a low volume node. And then they call inside of a node the high HVN, or high volume node. I'm okay with the high volume node, or just volume node. But a low volume node, it's like the absence of volume. So how can it be a node? A node is something that sticks out, not something that is depressed. So I call it a volume well. And it looks like we're starting to break out. Look at that. We're getting some really sharp movement here up into this low liquidity area. And so I would expect there's a good chance that we're going to continue to move up right up to this other node. There's a lot of structural elements on the way, so we could find some resistance. But if the market thinks everything's hunky-dory, man, we're going to move up there. All right. So that's enough of that. Back to the big head. That's the analysis today. We have exited a node. We're in a volume well, lower liquidity. Market's on the move. It's moving up with strong momentum. I think that there's a good chance once we get into that low liquidity, that's where trending tends to happen, to move up to the next node where the market will likely find value, hang out there, consolidate. That may not happen today. It's possible. We could have an outlier move today. That's definitely possible. But I think things are really setting up for next week when we have the inauguration. Let's see, the inauguration would actually be, Friday. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, right? Monday is the inauguration, the 20th. So that could be pretty exciting for the market. And I think that's what's being anticipated. The new administration is going to be putting everything in place. There's a whole new sheriff in town and new way of operating. And I think the market has been anticipating that and placing a premium on that, apparently, because the market has, since the election, has just taken off. So now it's like waiting to see, waiting for the event. Now, often when you get an event, a big event that there's a lot of anticipation, there is a rise of volatility into it, just like we've seen recently, and a move up, and then there's a sell-off. They say buy the rumor, sell the news, that sort of thing. But we'll see. Nobody knows. Nobody really knows. It's going to be very interesting. What I do know is that it's going to mean a lot of great opportunity for day traders, ZeroDTE traders. And if you'd like to learn more about that, do I sound like a broken record? Go right down below and look at the ZeroDTE Academy. $35 a month. There is no better place to get a first-class education on options trading, ZeroDTE trading, volume profile, patterns, process, methods, mental toughness, all right there. All right. Sorry, I'm a salesman today. I'm looking forward to today, and I hope you are too. I also hope that you have a great weekend. Looking forward to seeing you there. Take care. Have a good one. Coach Ernie, out.